Welcome to Expand Your World with Pastor David Ubwele.
Let me go back to marriage and show you that. After the legal side of marriage, that is where you take vow, legally you're married. If you go to court, do the professing of vow, legally you're married. The priest usually will declare you man and wife. There is a practical side. The man has to take his wife and go home. They start living together. Relationships start. The woman starts respecting her husband. The husband starts loving and cherishing his wife. But one of the most important aspects of practical side to marriage is sex. Sex is for marriage, not outside it. Intercourse begins, is that business they do behind closed or in between, within your bedroom. And out of that, one day you see the lady with big tummy. And that is the P3. The P3 is that you must become a productive Christian. You have to get pregnant for Jesus and deliver babies for him. You have to start winning souls. You have to start affecting other lives. You have to start bringing other people. If you're a Christian, you must reproduce other Christians, other believers. You must win other souls. If you're a disciple of Jesus, you must make other disciples. The Bible warns that any branch in me that does not bear fruit is cut out, and he withers and is cast into the fire. Maybe I should go back here a little. He said, not all practical Christianity, not all who call me Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but they that do the will of my Father which is in heaven. He said, many shall say to me on that day, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name? Have we not done miracles in your name? And I profess to them, I never knew you. What is the problem? He explained to us. He said, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. You see, they have the talk, but their lifestyle, they are swimming in sin, living in sin, assuming that because we are saved by grace, grace now authorizes us to be living anyhow. That is deception, the grandest deception of these last days. The grace preachers are not telling us the whole truth. See the scripture on grace. It's John chapter 1, verse 17. The law came by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. Not grace alone, grace and truth. You see, what he's telling us that there are two sides to Christianity. One is the person of Jesus. That's from where we get the whole issue of grace. The other is the principles that Jesus taught. One is the person of Jesus. The other are the values and the principles that he taught. He said Jesus brought, the person of Jesus died for us on the cross, shed his blood. Through accepting him, we get saved. But then after we are saved, we are to live our life according to those values and the principles that he taught. And then one of those grace boys saw me preaching like this. He said, Pastor, you don't understand. I have one of the most powerful books on grace published. I've given it to quite a number of them. You can get it, The Transforming Power of Grace. I understand grace. That's what you heard PCJ teach the other night. When you hear about the cross, it's about grace, the person of Christ. He said, let me help you, Pastor David. He said, all the teachings of Christ were Old Testament. Old Testament. They are not for the believer. I said, eh? He said, they are not for the Christian. The Christians are to follow the teachings of Paul. I said, why? Why are they Old Testament? He said, because until Jesus died and rose again, every other thing he taught was for Old Testament people. So that the New Testament started from the time Jesus died and rose again. That any other thing he says from that time is what Christians are to do. So he said the Great Commission is part of the New Testament, because by that time Jesus has risen. That's why we should go and win souls. I said, thank you, I agree with you on that. So I said, follow me. Let's look at the Bible. In Matthew chapter 28, The popular verse on the Great Commission is verse 18. And verse 18 said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go and disciple all nations. So I said to him, but before we read that, let's read. When they saw the Lord, they rejoiced. But some doubted. Do you know what I was talking about? When Jesus rose from the dead. I wanted him to see that this is after he rose from the dead. Then the 11 disciples went into Galilee, into the mountain where Jesus has appointed to them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then verse 18. And he said to them, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go and make disciples of all nations. Watch verse 19. He said, teaching them to observe all things, not some things, everything I have commanded you. Because of this error that the teachings of Christ does not apply to believers, some of them are going around telling you, you can bear malice, you can have unforgiveness, it doesn't affect your Christian life. My friend, it does. He said all the things Jesus taught, you don't have to obey it. That there is no obedience in Christianity. There is only faith to receive. That is the part of professing Christianity. You receive salvation by faith. But faith itself, if it has no work or if it has no obedience, is fake. Is dead. If it stops with profession, your Christian life is fake. So he said, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. Not some of them. So I said to her, I said to the gentleman, I said, listen, in the New Testament, since you said the New Testament said after resurrection, in the New Testament, Jesus now commanded us to teach every Christian to obey everything he taught before he died. And he said to me, you have saved my life. He said I was doing well as a Christian, living the life, teaching the truth until I met some crazy people. They confused me. And this is a man, a minister of the gospel. And I started teaching this thing. And I noticed that my own life went from bad to worse. And I started doing all the things. He said I'm now doing some things I didn't do as an unbeliever. Sleep with people's wife and don't have any problem with his conscience. Mess around everywhere. That's what is causing the problem now. The gospel that people are hearing is faulty, like fake drugs. And there are some of these fake drugs, when they give it to you, you have malaria, you have typhoid. If you were to get the right treatment, it would have cured it. But they now give the man chalk mixed with something, and now that thing has developed resistance to treatment. There are believers now that are walking around with all kinds of infection. They have gone to worse. The things they do, even some people that are not safe can't do it. You can't trust. You marry a wife from church. She can slip around behind. When you are traveling, you carry your heart in your hand. She is worse than that street girl. But you met her in church. What kind of Christianity is that? That lacks fruit. If anyone be in Christ, he is a new creation. All things are passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. The greatest enemy of the gospel are not Boko Haram or those who persecute Christians. The truth is, they can't stop it. The greatest enemy of the gospel are those Christians that profess it, but whose life contradicts it. You don't understand what I'm saying? Let me illustrate it for you. Sir, come. Just stand there. No, be looking at me. I'm the one marketing. This is a Christian coming to market. I'm telling you to receive Christ. It will change your life. But watch. I come to you to market a drug that cures cough. But as I come and I'm telling you about our company, how we make this drug, that this drug is super. It will cure you. Then I start coughing. Then halfway, you are looking at me. How many of you will buy? If your drug is real, why hasn't it cured you? You see, the problem of the Christians that profess, whose life are in a mess, is that they are telling the world Jesus is fake. They are telling the world it doesn't work. You are professing Christianity, you are sleeping with Al-Haji. You are telling Al-Haji that Christianity is fake. You are professing Christianity, you are sleeping with your boss that is not saved. You are telling your boss, forget, this thing is fake. You are preaching, and your life, you are the one duping people. People can't trust you. You are telling everybody Jesus is fake, Christianity is fake. That's why you can't produce what you are not. You can teach what you know, but you can't produce what you are not. I come and marketing our company. I say we sell cars. Let me not use any particular name. Or car. That's what we're selling. And I drive one to prove to you. You know how companies like their staff, especially the marketing arm, their managers, to exhibit their products. And then I say, can you give me a ride in your car? It parks us 3 times on 3rd Mainland. You tell me, don't mind the parking. Just buy the car, ignore what he's doing. How well will you do with that marketing? Do you see what the problem is? And if you have a husband that is not born again, you want that man to join church, but you come back every day, you insult him, you are very rebellious, and he's wondering, this is what they're teaching you. He will give you a ban from going to church. You said they are persecuting you. They are not persecuting you. You are attracted that through your misbehavior. You have a... God bless you, sir. The professors that are not practitioners are making the job harder for other soul winners. Because when the ones who even have the authentic Christianity come, they see all of us from the eye of that fake Christian that they've met. That's why when some pastors misbehave, a lot of people out there see the rest of ministers of the gospel from that eye. They think all these men of God, they're just there for your money. They're all there. Because some people are lying with God's name just to collect money from people. Give people false prophecies that God did not say. Get born again, my friend, first, before you become a minister. I don't want to know your title. I want to know, are you genuinely saved? I will profess to them, I never knew you. Does that sound like somebody going to heaven? Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Does that sound like heaven? The grace boys are telling you that once you have given your life to Jesus, it doesn't matter what you do with your life, you will still make heaven. They are lying. Thousands and thousands of believers have gone to hell. Your life matters, my friends. And finally, how many of you truly love the truth? How many of you love it? Please, when I go to lab or to a doctor and something, I don't want him to tell me lies. Let me know what I'm dealing with so that I can adjust. Don't come and lie to me when it's my life that is at stake here. That's how people's eternal destiny is at stake, and people are lying about it. So you can cover up your decayed lifestyle.